Welcome back to my channel and happy fall! This is by far and away my favorite time of year. It just brings me pure joy. This is the first fall video that is here on my channel. I've also been sharing some projects on Instagram as well, so you guys can head over there for even more fall content. We're gonna be doing DIY fall decor for 8 different interior design styles, and even some that I haven't done on my channel before, like Art Deco and Coastal, and of course my favorites, Boho, Scandinavian. So let's get started. So for our first DIY, I wanted to do contemporary, and contemporary style is whatever is in style now or what's trending. You guys may have saw a few weeks ago where I tested out this very trendy paint technique, or different techniques using paint from the hardware store, and also either baking soda, baking powder. You can use other additives as well to make your paint really textured and thick. If you haven't checked out that video where I tested all of them out, I'll link it for you. But I was like, why not try and do them also for fall on pumpkins, because they're not just for vases. I spent a lot of time hand selecting my favorite colors for fall: earthly russet, Tuscany, mocha cream, and I have been loving blue green or blue, light blue for fall. So this blue green color is called Quarry Rock, and these are all Benjamin Moore colors. And I think the key to this paint and baking soda technique is to pick the right colors, and it's so versatile because you could pick any fall color and adapt it to match your decor. I love this DIY for fall, so I'm going to insert some clips of me making these. You're going to pour a little bit of paint into a mixing bowl. My preferred method is baking soda, so your ratio is 1 to 1.5 baking soda, because I like mine on the more textured side, and mix that up really well. And then take your paintbrush, dip it in your paint, and paint it roughly onto your pumpkin. Super random and super rough. I added 2 coats of the paint and baking soda mixture, and then right before it dries, you want to go over it with a drier brush. So just don't add any paint mixture to your brush again, and go over it roughly. I feel like this at the end adds a lot more texture, and you let them dry and style them. For our next DIY in style, I wanted to do coastal, kind of an elegant form of nautical. For this style, I wanted to do a really pretty centerpiece for whatever kind of dinner parties you might be having with family this year. I wanted a really nautical inspired base. I found this tin little container. It also had these rope handles that went along with our coastal nautical theme. And then for florals, I definitely wanted to incorporate some blue, and then I obviously wanted some white, and then together they make up kind of a coastal kind of look. Then I was like, okay, we need to make this fall. So I wanted to find a white flower that also had some fall coloring to it. So I found these little sprigs. These fall leaves actually look a little too fake for me, so we may be taking them out. Also got these cream colored small pumpkins that we can put inside. You're also gonna need floral foam, hot glue, and some wire cutters so we can cut the floral. Okay, so we're gonna start with gluing some of our floral foam into the bottom. I think I'm gonna have to stack 2 so that we can get the height up in the center. My mom used to make floral arrangements all the time for our boutique I had growing up, and she's amazing at it. So I hope I do this justice. I don't have very many floral arrangements in my house. I just have dried flowers here and there, just in vases. You could use these color palettes and the same tin vase, put a vase in the bottom, and use fresh flowers if you want. All of these florals are on sale at Michael's right now. They have tons of floral, aisles and aisles of them. So they're definitely on their floral game right now. So we're gonna start with our blue, and for centerpieces, we don't want them too tall because we want people to be able to see each other. I tend to like odd numbers over even numbers for sure, varying in height. Do some of our wispy white because I really like this one, but it's very tall. So I don't want to use its height really, but I thought these were so pretty to go inside. They were a little bit more wild. And then we have these guys that I said, I don't know if I really like the leaf part, but I do like these. Oh, I love that one. Look how pretty this one is. Why am I having so much fun doing this? I haven't made a floral arrangement in forever. And since it's a centerpiece, you want to keep kind of turning your floral arrangement around to see it from all sides. Oh my gosh, I think it's looking so pretty, like a coastal wildflower, maybe down on the bottom to kind of hang down a little bit so not everything's not going up. Cute little pumpkins. I'm just going to use the stems that I have left over from all of these because they work perfectly fine. Snuggled in right here. Kind of see the foam on the inside so that we don't see any of that. That's why I got this natural stuff. Take a little bit of it. Oh my god, the cutest. Okay. Next up is Southwestern. I'm originally from Texas, so this is very close to my heart. First thing that comes to mind when I think of Southwestern is like their Southwestern prints or just a really rustic style. So we're gonna be using a lot of wood pieces, and I kind of wanted to make a piece of decor that could go on your fireplace or on a bookshelf. I want to use this base wood, and this is craft wood from Joann's, and it's super thin. You can actually cut it to make cool shapes. You don't need any like crazy power tools to cut something like this. So I thought it would be cool to draw a leaf design out and then put it on a larger piece to create like a base and use a dowel and like put it like that. Does that all make sense? Cute leaf decor piece. Draw out our leaf. So I think I kind of want it shaped like this middle one here. Can you see that? So now we're just gonna use our X-Acto knife and cut it out. You kind of have to press a little hard. You can kind of get the groove on the top surface and then go deeper the second time around. Okay, well, that took a little bit of elbow grease, but I finally got the leaf out. And I just want to take a piece of sandpaper and kind of clean up around the edges. We're going to be gluing it onto this piece of wood. So we just need to determine how big we need to cut. 5 inches. And then we also need to cut a base piece. We'll make the base piece kind of square, so we'll cut it at 3 inches. Okay, I want to stain the base and then also the back in this espresso finish, which is really ashy and dark. First, we need to assemble it. So we've got these 3 pieces. We need a dowel, a base, and then a back for our leaf. We need to drill a hole for the dowel here, and then also a hole for the dowel in the base. I actually really like this espresso color. It's not too red, it's not too yellow. For our leaf, I want to do this like vanilla color. I want to dry brush it. I don't want it to be solid. I want it to be like really like almost like a whitewash. I'm gonna use hot glue since I have it here and it dries quicker and it's not very heavy. Some hot glue right here on the peg, right in the bottom hole, like that. Next up is Bohemian. You guys know that I love a good Bohemian macrame project, so we're gonna be doing that. I just picked up this 3/4 inch dowel and I cut it to 2 feet. I also have my favorite macrame cording. Wanted to do this not neutral boho, not boho chic, but kind of an explosion of color. All of these beautiful florals. We're gonna do kind of like a sprawling floral at the top along the dowel on top of our macrame. First, we're gonna start with actually doing our macrame, 40 inches. And then that really makes it 80 inches long because we're doubling it, looping it over at the top, and we have something to attach it to the rod. This is how I like to measure it. I just measure 1 and then I loop it over and just keep matching it up. We're gonna be attaching it to our pole using the lark's head knot. So you just need to double it over and match them up at the ends. You have a loop at the top, over, and then pull that loop under. So the loop is on the underside. And then you want to grab those 2 strands and pull them into the loop. And then once you pull tight, there's your lark's head knot. And you snuggle them up together and you just keep going. Okay, we got all of them on. I used 40 strands for this and they're 40 inches long. So 40 and 40. You want to start with your base. So probably your leafy element going off each side. I'm just going to start by laying it on top. I want to kind of see it come together at first and then we'll start to put them actually on it. So we're actually not using too much. You could use the rest of the flowers in an arrangement like on your fireplace. Okay, so now that we have that on there, I definitely think that we need another layer of macrame, and we need to do that before we actually glue this stuff down. I think it's gonna come off right here and then just kind of hang down. I'm gonna move this off. Okay, so we can take some macrame. This gets a little tricky, but it's actually kind of cool once you figure it out. First one's easy because you just take it like this, you loop it over, go in 6 pieces and then spread it apart a little bit and just do your lark's head knot like normal. Then we're gonna come over here and obviously this time we can't pull it through. Over the pole, under it, and then on the inside, pull it, and then you're gonna go across that loop, underneath, over the dowel, and then through the loop. Made the lark's head knot, but you only did it with 1 strand. A few pieces of wire to get us started, and then we can kind of start to use some hot glue, I guess. And we're gonna rebuild and secure our little arrangement that we made. So I think with some of the eucalyptus, I'm gonna use it to finish off this inside, just so you can't see any of the wire. Last step is to add some macrame to our little hanging macrame section to add more interest to the actual macrame piece. So it'll be 20 inches long when it's looped. So we're gonna do it the exact same way as the lark's head knot. So loop it at the top, and I'm just gonna start at the middle point, the lowest point, and go on each side of that. I sometimes like to fringe some of my macrame projects, so I felt like it might look good on the top layer to add. What I'm trying to do is create a difference between the two, the back layer and the front layer. I'm gonna use Kinsley's dog brush and then just right on the edge, just start brushing it out, and then it creates some fringe.
In my world, I don't worry, darling. I just smile, 'cause you're by my side. And now your eyes open up every morning to the love that shines in mine, and I see it in yours too. So now I sing to you.
Okay, so the next one that we're gonna work on is mid-century modern. And mid-century modern is so popular, especially in furniture, but also in style in general. We're gonna be making a pillow, or kind of adding to an existing pillow for a simple kind of DIY. World Market has the best velvet pillows. Look at these colors. I wanted to give the lumbar pillow a little touch of fall. I'm just gonna do like a simple stitch design. I have this wool yarn in my stash that's more of like a goldenrod yellow. An abstract leaf would be pretty, so I'm thinking of making it kind of like abstract off on the side here. We have to draw a leaf. Leaves are actually not too difficult to draw. So now I'm just gonna cut it out so I can actually transfer the design onto the pillow. Look something like that on the side. Will a pencil write on velvet? Who knows? Let's see. It does. Wow. Okay, so I just put a knot at the end, and we're gonna be working from the inside, and we're going to do these in long stitches. So you can see now I have this space here. Go back and meet up with that end, and then skip over the same amount. And you keep going like this until you get all the way around, and we'll see what it looks like. I think it looks so cool. Subtle fall addition to your decor. Next, we're gonna do Scandinavian. And for Scandinavian, I really wanted to do a wreath. Scandinavian style is super simple in all colors that are found in nature. And the countryside is just in full fall colors. And instead of using a metal frame, since Scandinavian style has a very natural wood base in their like furniture and decor, I'm gonna use an embroidery hoop. If you have a double front door, you could get 2 wreaths out of an embroidery hoop. 2 for 1. I wanted to start with a really neutral greenery greenery color. So this is just like a pretty teal base color, so super simple. So I was inspired by this countryside picture, all beautiful shades of like yellow, orange, and burnt red. So I found this bundle of beautiful dried flowers. That doesn't really work out. I also found these, which are gorgeous and in the exact colors that I was looking for. Start with our greenery. I just want it kind of coming off of one side. I'm actually gonna hot glue these into place. Put some hot glue. And we're gonna do the same thing to the other one. So we're going for super simple here. So I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to pile a whole bunch on. I do love these yellow. So I definitely want to use these somehow. And these are so pretty and add that orange color. I feel like with floral arrangements and wreaths, start with one piece and then glue that down and then build on top of that to make it look good and how you want it to look or how full. And we could use these smaller pieces to kind of cover up our joints here on the center. Just do the other thing to the other side and we're all done. So the next one that we're gonna work on is Art Deco. And when I think of Art Deco, I think of like the roaring 20s, like Great Gatsby with like really intricate moldings and homes and lots of detail and like gold inlay. For this style, I wanted to do a candle holder because obviously candles are big for fall. I found this glass vase at the thrift store. It was 50% off yellow today, so I got it for $3 and I really like its shape. Probably used to go into something, like actually sit into another base, but this was all that was there. So my idea is to create this kind of faux bottom on the glass, taping this part off and then painting the bottom black, and then doing a cool faux gold inlay detail. I have this paint pen that's gold that could work, or I also have pure gold and bright gold acrylic paint. First thing we have to do is tape off the glass and spray paint the bottom in black. Cover up the parts of the glass that I definitely don't want painted. Painter's tape to make a really clean edge, straight edge for it. Spray paint it outside. While that is drying, I want to make the inlay design and actually print it out so it's like perfect. Kinsley wants to make the leaf with us. And I want a kind of simple shape because we're gonna have to cut it out. So I'm gonna copy it, bring it into Photoshop. And I know not everyone is going to have Photoshop. Instead of showing you how to make this on your own, I'm just gonna add this design that I'm gonna do in the description so that you guys can just open it in a web browser and print it. Here is our design and you can see the leaves, but it really looks, I feel like it really looks Art Deco, like an inlay. That's why we chose a simple leaf. So it's gonna be really easy to cut them out and make a stencil. It is dry. I contemplated taking this tape off while it was still wet. Beautiful. And then I just want to use the stencil as an outline because I'm not sticking this down and it's not going to create an even, like an edge. I'm going to have to kind of hold it in place wherever I'm putting the gold. Does any of that make sense? I'm just going to start with this one and then let's go from there. So pretty. And we're just going to do that all the way around with our stencil and put a candle in it. So it's starting to get so dark outside already. We've been crafting all day and my candle is burning low. I have ideas for 2 more. I wanted to do a traditional like centerpiece arrangement or for like a fireplace. And I picked up all of these pretty, more traditional style flowers like hydrangeas and magnolias, but I felt like we did a lot of florals. So let me know if it's something you guys still want to see, if you want to see like a larger scale arrangement in a more traditional style vase. Also, I wanted to do modern farmhouse. I just feel like there's so many amazing DIY YouTube videos on specifically modern farmhouse style fall decor. No, maybe I just wasn't very like into my idea. So I think that's gonna wrap up our last project today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this at home cozy fall DIY video. I hope it inspired you if you have one of these styles. We also have some very, very, very exciting makeovers coming very soon. Next week, I have an extreme bathroom makeover that I've already finished, and it's absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to show you guys, so hit that subscribe button and the little bell notification so you know exactly when I upload. And so you're gonna say bye, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys. Kinsley, are you getting in the flowers? These are for you. These are not for you. You're making a mess, Kinsley. No. It's almost your birthday. She was almost a Halloween baby. Bye, guys.